Hey there YouTubers! We're back again with another episode of my Rant House series from yours truly. I was originally going to publish this rant episode on the day after the rant on Benji X Scarlet was made, but I was too lazy to do it. So, why not do a rant episode today? And for today's episode, I'm going to cover an animated television series that aired on Mix TV in the United States and Mix in the Philippines, and is also known for disgusting humor and very unfunny jokes, which is the Nutshack. Let me know in the comments or on my Discord server if you have any opinions on that animated TV series. No one is allowed to bash my opinion on that animated TV series, or they will regret that wrongdoing they did. So anyways, with all that rambling or whatever, this episode starts right now. The Nutshack is a Filipino-American adult animated series created and produced by Ramon Lopez and co-created by Jesse Hernandez. This series ran for over 4 years, from the 25th of April 2007 until the 31st of May 2011 in 2 seasons. Why this animated TV series is considered one of the worst ever made will be explained in the following reasons. 1. While it's technically not misleading in how nutty most of the main characters are, the title has nothing to do with the show's premise at all. 2. Phil Metabug, the protagonist of the show, is a very cocky, annoying, and immature character who often acts like a huge jerk to everyone, including Jack, his cousin, and doesn't care about breaking any laws. 3. The voice acting from pretty much everyone is very abysmal. Most of the characters have exaggerated accents to poke fun at their ethnicities, making it very mean-spirited and racist. Phil always sounds like he has a constant cold, making it a bit hard to make out what he's saying. Jack's voice sounds like a poor impression of Patrick Star with a Filipino accent. The half-Cypriot Tarsier, Harish, has a ridiculously high-pitched voice that makes him sound like a chipmunk. What doesn't help is that we only have subtitles for Harish. It's hard to follow what most of the other characters are saying. Rainbow Scout Valley Girl-like speech mannerisms made fun of actual gay men. Men has a thick Hawaiian accent combined with a shrill, high-pitched voice that makes it particularly hard to understand what he's saying. 4. The character designs are incredibly bad and range from mediocre to horrendous. They look like they've been steamrolled, especially in the intro. Phil Metabug is a notable example of bad character design. Many of the female characters try way too hard to look attractive, but the art style isn't doing any favors. 5. The background music often drowns out the dialogue. 6. The show has loads of unfortunate implications and bad morals. 2 examples include the episode God Surgery, which encourages people to get body modification surgeries to feel accepted, and Black Carpino, which tells viewers that the only way for people to find you interesting is if you act black. 7. Aside from Chitta, most of the characters are terrible and or poorly written. 8. Most of the characters are pretty unpleasant people. Even the characters that could be seen as nice have their moments of being just as bad as everyone else. 9. The writing is incredibly lazy. The majority of it is filled with dirty jokes along with rounds of insults. 10. Some episodes don't even begin with a proper exposition or end with a proper resolution. 11. It has a ruse of shock humor to where it can hardly be called humor. Each episode is filled to the brim with jokes ranging from toilet humor to jokes about drugs, homosexuality, racism, and sexual themes. 12. The main criticism about the show is the horrendous animation that looks incredibly horrible for 2007 standards. It doesn't look like the type of animation they would air on TV, and instead looks like a poorly made flash animation that you can find on Newgrounds. And while it did improve a bit in Season 2, it still looks horrible. 13. In Duck Karma, Phil and Jack eat breakfast 3 times in a row. 14. It overly relies on heavily racist stereotypes in a way that would cause discomfort rather than laughter, so much to the point that not even the most racist of Golden Age era classic cartoons of the 1920s, 1960s would go this far. It is offensive to Filipinos, despite ironically being a Filipino-American show and the creators being Filipino themselves. Sanjay is a generic Indian convenience store owner, much like Apu from The Simpsons, but worse because there is no charm to him whatsoever, because he also makes a bunch of disgusting bestiality and rape jokes. Ningpin from Bomb China and Battle of the Bay is a communist Chinese dictator who is very racist against Filipinos, all because a Filipino woman refused to date him. Black Harpino is the ultimate punch in the gut when it comes to stereotypes of African American gangsters. The scene where Jack gets gunned down by Ed and Angel after getting mistaken for an actual gangster adds insult to injury to set stereotype, given that most gangsters die by getting shot, even if both Ed and Angel regretted their actions. 15. Aside from the racial stereotypes, it also portrays the LGBTQ+ community as sexual deviants to the point of being tasteless. In Road Tripping, Phil and Horace get sexually pursued against their wills by a large group of homosexual men in the shower. In Ping My Jeepney, when Ed, Angel, and Jack were making fun of Phil after getting a drag makeover by Cherry Guy, Phil angrily stomps away and yells, "I'm not an object," as he flips them off. When Phil was urinating all over the city, a seemingly queer man drinks Phil's urine after stating promiscuously that he was glad it was raining. 16. Another most infamous thing about the show is the annoying and uncreative theme song. Most of the theme song is nothing more than it's the Nutshack, and aside from a few lyrics, the theme song has said line repeated 16 times. 20 times if you listen closely, making it an infamous, broken record example according to TV tropes. And to add salt to the wound, the full version repeats the phrase 28 times. 17. Cherry Pie is said to be a virgin. However, aside from her appetite for sexual activity, her biography states that she raped an officer out of anger. 18. Some scenes made no sense at all, even by animated sitcom standards, and try way too hard to be funny. It also shoehorns unnecessary pop culture references at random moments, as if it's trying to be Family Guy or South Park. The jokes are not only excessively vulgar, but their poor writing makes it come off as if a group of edgy middle schoolers wrote them. And 19. There was a scene in Slasher with Phil kissing Jack in the lips, which is outright incest, considering Phil and Jack are cousins. And that concludes this rant episode for today. If you enjoyed the video, why not consider yourself pressing the like button, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell for more content. Anyways, see you next time, peace.